multi-billion-dollar industries chatting. You see Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos having a conversation right there. RFK Jr. nodding and smiling in the background, Pete Hegseth. I mean, you know, just from just a human perspective, not even a political perspective, Andrew, just from a human perspective, it's just absolutely fascinating to watch. And we get this front row inside look into what is happening.
And
yes, Stephanie, I wouldn't underestimate the ability of even billionaires to engage in small talk. The world's wealthiest man right there, you see Elon Musk. Of course, we know Jeff Bezos' company, Blue Origin, just had a first in its own right with their most recent test launch there in Texas. We know how important that is to Elon Musk and SpaceX. And remember, Musk is going to be part of this administration.
Put your
not
comments
Senate
below.
confirmed, but
let us know
as
what you think.
head of the Department of
Also,
Government
I'm telling
Efficiency.
you guys right now,
also, it's notable because a lot of those tech titans, Stephanie, well, they were donors to the inaugural committee. $1 million donations came in from Amazon, from Apple, from Boeing, from Google, from Lockheed Martin, from Microsoft, also from Sam Altman of OpenAI. You see there,
of Mark
Zuckerberg and his wife.
So we want to send our heart out to
it's not only how
King family.
These individuals are going to work with the incoming Trump administration. They have also given money to the Trump inaugural as well. So they have paid for their seats, so to speak, Stephanie.
So true. And when you talk about donations and, you know, trying to you know, get into the ear of the most important people who make these decisions. But, you know, as we take a look at, and we are awaiting, of course, the people of the hour, as we are, you know, anticipating the introduction initially of Melania Trump and Usha Vance. They will be the first people to be introduced, and then Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. And then finally, you know, of course, the man of the hour himself, Donald J. Trump, as the 47th President of the United States. As we were mentioning, Andrew, this is not going to be what we are used to seeing when it comes to inaugurations. You know, it's a little different as we are indoors right now. You know, instead of being out on the mall with hundreds of thousands of people, this now is just the select, you know, hundreds of people that are allowed.
There's
Dana
White.
We see former President Bill Clinton and Hillary Rodham Clinton walking hand in, well, not hand in hand, but side by side right there as they make their way to the seats. And also, Andrew, we haven't seen former President Barack Obama. We may have missed him, at least perhaps me, but I have not seen him yet. And we are expecting that he will be in attendance. And so we're just going to have to wait and see. Of course, you know, George W. Bush with Laura Bush as well. We're also expecting to see arrive as we continue to just watch history unfold before our very eyes.
Hey, you know, Stephanie, you had mentioned there, we see the Bushes now. You had mentioned all these people in the Rotunda. I would imagine, you would imagine it's going to be quite toasty, quite warm. You might be right, but historically, the Capitol Rotunda is freezing. So I just thought I'd offer that context there. But now we see President George W. Bush, former First Lady Laura Bush. We also see members of the Trump family, the Trump grandchildren, now entering into the Rotunda there.
And then there we have former President Barack Obama walking alone, as we do know that former First Lady Michelle Obama declining to attend this swearing-in ceremony, not indicating why. There's been a lot of speculation about that, but she also was not in attendance for former President Jimmy Carter's funeral service. And also to note, Andrew, you know, former Vice President Pence was walking solo. And we saw during the funeral service of Jimmy Carter, his wife not shaking the hand of Trump or Melania Trump, indicating, of course, that fractured relationship that took place after, you know, that fateful day on January 6th.
Yeah, that was quite a frosty, chilled reception there at the National Cathedral now some weeks ago between Karen Pence and the Trumps, a non-existent greeting, so to speak, though there was reported what Pence and Trump briefly discussed, Pence offering his congratulations to Trump on his election victory. So I thought that was interesting. Still pleasantries maintained and delivered between the two there, though at the Carter funeral, that was, I believe, the first time they had been in the same room since January of 2021 here. But of course, Pence stuck to his constitutional duties that day, January 6, 2021, and he's doing so as well, keeping with tradition. Of course, it's not in the Constitution that former presidents and vice presidents attend the inauguration, but Pence doing the same. There aren't that many parts of today, Stephanie, that are enshrined and codified in the Constitution. Of course, the presidential oath itself, that's right there. Now, the oath that vice presidents take, not necessarily there either. They can do as they see fit. It's not too far off from the presidential oath, but the presidential oath is in the Constitution. The date, January 20th, that's in the Constitution, albeit by amendment as well. So I thought it just kind of underscores the fact that most of today is tradition, is pomp, is circumstance, is pageantry. So I thought that was interesting for our American history buffs out there.
And, you know, even though these traditions are not as long-standing as some other countries, these are, you know, really held, you know, close to the hearts of those here in the United States, you know, really signaling that new frontier and now making this our own as we continue to look, as you were mentioning, Andrew, the who's who of the business world and also the soon to be, you know, possible cabinet picks right there, as we see some are posing for pictures. But what a moment in history as we continue to await the inauguration ceremony to get underway, and just taking a look right now, Andrew, of what is to come. Of course, the schedule did have to be adapted because this is no longer going to be held outside. But just to let our viewers know, you know, what they can expect. We are expecting the Vances and the Trumps to be introduced. We're also expecting House Speaker Mike Johnson and Senate Majority Leader Thune and Senator Klobuchar. They will be introduced as well. And then finally, President-elect Donald Trump will be introduced. That really begins, you know, the official, the call to order, which Senator Klobuchar will issue. And then the swearing-in ceremony begins also, and different perhaps from President-elect Trump's first swearing-in ceremony. You know, who is going to be performing? Carrie Underwood is set to perform America the Beautiful. And then after that, that is when J.D. Vance will be sworn in as vice president. And finally, Trump sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. But just wanted, and we can see the justices right there. I did want to raise the audio so we can continue to listen in.
Okay, everybody. So this has not been done since 1985 with Ronald Reagan. So this is, you know, Trump decided within 48 hours ago that I think by Friday he announced that it was going to be indoors, or was it Saturday morning he decided? So I think it was either Friday night or Saturday evening he flipped the script and decided to do the inauguration indoors in the Capitol. It changes everything. It makes it smaller. It makes it easier to secure. It's very easy for the Capitol Police to secure the Capitol building. If you looked on the streets of Pennsylvania Avenue, they had everything barricaded off. There weren't a lot of people on the street. I did 3 inaugurations on Pennsylvania Avenue, and generally you could get a lot closer. They didn't have it barricaded off. They just had the streets blocked off, but they didn't have it barricaded. So they were when they barricade, that's because they're anticipating some type of violence. And I lived 10 years from 2009 to 2019 in
I want to thank
Washington,
everyone for
D.C.
being with us. We're just a
did
little
3
past
inaugurations.
the 10
Anytime
a.m.
they
Eastern
barricade a
hour.
city area,
Stephanie, to your
it's
point, we
because
just
they're
saw the
anticipating
justices
riots
of the
or
Supreme
some
Court,
type
I
of violence.
believe.
This
All
is
9
going to
of
be
them in
great.
attendance, but also
All of
I
us,
spotted
we're
there
doing well.
former Justice
I've been going live for
Stephen
10 minutes.
Breyer,
I'm
who
so
retired
happy.
during the Biden
I
presidency.
did
And
2009
that is
inauguration.
how we got
with
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson,
Obama,
the first African-American
2000,
female
yeah,
on the court there. So Breyer in
2009,
attendance, which I thought was
2013,
interesting.
and then I did
Also wanted to highlight
2017
just
with
some of the
Donald
excerpts
Trump.
that we have
We're going to be
gotten
coming later on
from
in
Trump's second inaugural
letting
speech
you
that will be
guys
delivered
see
in
this.
about an
I'm about
hour's
to go
time.
live on
He says
TikTok as
this:
well.
my message to
TikTok
Americans
is
today is
back.
that it is time for us to once again act with courage, vigor,
see if
and
I
the
can put that
vitality
up.
of history's greatest civilization. To my point, Stephanie, going into this weekend and now today, the social scene of Washington is full on MAGA. And I don't say that as an opinion or as a subjective statement. It really is. It's such a departure. It's such a shift from how the Trump folks were welcomed into Washington in 2017 after his shocking electoral upset, his defeat of Hillary Clinton. And now we see members of the Trump family, his children there. Interesting.
Hey, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. This is Crypto Kid, Trump Inauguration, live here in. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, David. That's right. Welcome. Let's make America great. I got to get everything together, everybody. Welcome to the party, David. Ram, what's up? How you guys doing? We're going to start showing parts of the inauguration. We're already in the Capitol Rotunda right now. Robert, welcome. And we're going to be going live. It is a little after 9 a.m. here in the desert in Tucson, Arizona. It is about 8:50 Pacific time. So that means it is 11:50 right now in Washington, D.C. Welcome, everybody. Joyce, Elizabeth. Okay, I'm going to try to, as you guys can see, I have, check it out here. I actually have the live stream from Fox Live right there, the inauguration. It's totally different with being inside the Capitol Rotunda. Welcome to Big Jim. You're gonna make America great. You're gonna make America rich. Have my mic hooked up. We have about 45 minutes, everybody. Put your comments below on what goals you have now that inaugurated. Like I said, I did 3 inaugurations in Washington, D.C. I went the first time I ever went to Washington, D.C. For the Obama inauguration. I voted for Barack Obama in 2008. And Democrat, voting Republican, and I voted in 2020, and then again, I voted for Donald Trump 3 times. Welcome, William Lewis, Denny, Debbie. Let's make America great again. All my people. I will be going out with you, so I know you guys want to see y'all is out. I have on my shirt, jacket, and everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, former vice presidents, the Honorable Dan Quayle, accompanied by Mrs. Marilyn Quayle, and the Honorable Michael Pence.
West Valley Grove. Carrie, McPhillip, welcome everybody. So I'm going to be doing low by low all day. Sending this out to TikTok University, some hearts, some love. It's going to be hard in the yard. I will be going out to shortly. I'm warming up right now, so I know you guys are looking for that as well. And you know what? We probably should get to that right now. I'm still figuring out how to flip the screen once you go live. So, because I want to be able to show you guys. Co-host. Oh, this is co-host with
Ladies and gentlemen, the 42nd President of the United States, the Honorable William J. Clinton, accompanied by the Honorable Hillary.
Okay, now they're making the announcements, everybody. Bill Clinton, William Clinton, and Hillary Clinton have just stepped in. I need to figure out how to switch my camera around so you guys can check it out. Hey, put a comment there if you know how to flip the camera while you're actually recording. Because when you're before you record, it's easy to flip. They make it. Oh, there. I figured it out. All right, everybody. Now I'm going live. There is. You guys can see that. Anybody from home. Welcome, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 43rd President of the United States, the Honorable George W. Bush, accompanied by Mrs.
Laura Bush. Linda Epstead, Ina, share this to the TikTok universe, Don Tran, and then give me some likes. I need to see those hearts going. And flowing. Let's go. Captain Jack, welcome. Yo-ya. Hey, and I am going to play Kid Rock. Kid Rock performed last night at the Capital One Arena. It was awesome. So I am going to play that later on today. Right now, I want you guys to see all the ceremonies. Mammy Robinson, what's up? Laura Davis, welcome back, Laura Davis. Blaine, Russell Johnson, Jerry.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 44th President of the United States, the Honorable Barack H. Obama.
You see that? Barack Obama is by himself. You know, they've been talking about problems between him and Big Mike for a long time. Big Mike, Michelle Obama, she says, I'm not going. And so he had to show up by himself, looking like a fool. Same with that little sissy, what's his name, from Virginia.